noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp.
Now I know why the earth never stops shaking her head. The woman cannot stand the deeds of men, and so she fixes her gaze at the sun ray that she may turn a blind eye. How did we get here? You see, it was 1862, the inception of Nigeria's army. A settler, Lieutenant Glover Howley, got promoted to a captain during a call for a native force. He had experienced the discipline of his Hausa slaves, so they became the fighting recruits. Hausa emerged the language of the boot, unlike Igbo. For the Igbo man was not inclined to command. He was a revolt. A gun to his hand was trying the Dankimati with a decentralized system of mind. But necessity for literate technicians in the force called for duty. Emeka now has the opportunity to wield the pen as a gun. There, the haze began to drizzle. Between two tribes in express discord, the native became the native's problem, black on black in the words of Not Priest. To Muhammad, Emeka was a weakling for just writing and keeping stock. And Emeka says Muhammad was the white man's puppet dying at the battlefront. That was the thunderstorm, a warning to the peace on the line. You see, the northerner is content. With just sugarcane, he can make sweet a living, while the southerner, an adventurer. Success is the hunger. Anywhere where you no see Igbo man, Jakba. But as beautiful as this rainbow is, it was the beginning of a dark cloud that will soon rain a flood of blood. In the north, education was far east. So when exploiters will leave, Igbos migrated up north to high offices of books, federal public service, government statutory cooperation, administrators, managers, and civil servants. So much so that in 1952, only 10 northerners were in the civil service in the north. The visitor has taken from the plate of the children, thus an accusation of an Igbo monopoly to the exclusion of others. And the coup of 66 made that true. Led by Nziogu, Ifeajuna, Onwatsuegu, Okafo, Anuforo, and Adimoyaga, assassinated Sardauna and Tafawa Balewa, survived by Azikiwe, Ironsi. The latter became head of state and the mutineer's neck was saved. Heart began beating. Teeth were gnashing so hard that tears made a waterfall on Muhammad's jaw. A whirlwind of anger blew to the north, sweeping clean the ground so it goes south with blood. It wasn't just a counter coup. It brought a turbulence of pogrom. Kano became a blood bank as Machet became doctors on Caesarean section. The bridge at Makurdi stood on a Red Sea as human beings fell as sea saw dust. Center of learning was so fat on knowledge, Zaria had to cut down teachers. And Sokoto. In Sokoto, even the house of God witnessed hell. If the ground would speak, it would have told the world that 30,000 deaths were too many bodies to hold. But even Abori could not stop this accord. The tide was unbearable. Emeka divided the raft, but with him was the pile of wood, and Musa will not allow. The wreck was a genocide. In Aba, 500 women became widows with dead sons. 200 bullets in Calabar got a job well done. Black was too bright a color to mourn the dead sons of Abakaliki, of Afikpo, ma umwaya onu na nti uchani mbi ogboni gwezere na Nsuka. People ran with bleeding feet to refugee camps where bombs sang lullabies. Kwashoko was the only food that made bellies full because children had eaten lizards into extinction. 50,000 deaths were paid to the earth every single month. That at the end of 1970, the land of the ancestors was overpopulated. Over 3 million innocents were gone, all for the resentment and ego of men. I write this poem with a black pen. It's a eulogy to those buried in the shallow graves of history. Speak no ill of the dead, but I dare say that their death was in vain. What killed the father is meant to teach the child, but I guess they have too many children. It will take another lesson for us to learn. The war never ended. The North now dominant, the East in ostracism. Same circle, same angle. I suppose we are children of our own fathers. Pythons are now dancing, eyes are popping, anger is raging, bullets are 10 times ready. Shoot me if this poem is not for the dead already. He shunned by people should rejoice, but one shunned by a God should look out. Iku, Jowo, Machi teti si aimo kom majesi, eniti wombo komokbe inyomu. An insult is telling the gods to speak again. Their wrath will be unheard of. Iku, we have heard, and history does not have to repeat itself. Please, you messenger feared as the gods, at your feet our supplication lie. Reject not our sacrifice. Agony is coming. On the battlefield of hate and ego, mothers will be widows again. Children will cry for help and fathers will not live to tell. War is coming. One that lives will not be able to account for. Shall we not learn that blood is thicker than oil and unity cannot flow from hate? Igbo, Ibibio, all men speak the language of competence. And if Hiroshima, if Nagasaki can forgive the atomic past, today can be ours. For unity is a lie when one man is not regarded as the other. True, we blame the white man for this marriage of Abraham, but you and I know that Isaac and Ishmael are the reason Hagar wants to leave. Hear me, for I come to you with Maji from King Jeketile. Be ye crescent, be ye cross. If there is only one true God, wouldn't it be your own stories of him that differ? Your God doesn't make mine wrong, but if you have a different color of blood, you can claim otherwise. Come confederation, come secession. This war will come alive if your heart does not choose not to hate the fellow man. To love thy neighbor as thyself is not to choose which neighbor.
People will say, but you were leading the first one. Yes, I led the first one. And I will say to everyone, I led proudly the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail. Would all have been.
They would like to feel that they could be appreciated fully in Nigeria. They would like to feel that they could be honored in Nigeria for their contribution. In short, the Igbo would like to feel that one day an Igbo could become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Igbos will be treated as an equal citizen in this country. There will be no second-rate citizens in Nigeria unless by their own behavior and performance. And this applies to any Nigerian whatsoever.
Thank you.